Hello everybody, and welcome to episode number 19 of Driftless Knitting. I can't believe this is my 19th episode. Next week will be 20, and it's gone so quickly. I'm so excited and so happy that I've stuck with it and that you guys have stuck with me. So thank you for those of you who have come back to watch another episode of my podcast, and welcome to everyone who is watching this podcast for the first time. I'm so glad that you came to check me out, and I hope that you like what you see and that you subscribe to my channel, and you can like the video if you'd like to. You can come find me on Ravelry if you'd like to. My username on Ravelry and Instagram is Driftless Knitter, and we do have a group for the podcast called Driftless Knitting, and I'd love it if you came and joined that. We do have threads for every episode that I put up where you can ask questions about what projects I'm doing, if you have a specific question on yarn or a pattern or something like that, because I am not one to do show notes, unfortunately. I do know that some people kind of have requested them in the past, but the amount of time it takes to film an episode, to edit it, to post on Instagram and Ravelry and Facebook and all that stuff, it's already taken pretty much an entire day off for me from work, and I know that doing show notes, while probably would be very helpful, would take another couple hours to put all that together. So if you have any specific questions, just ask me on Ravelry. We also right now have a giveaway going on Ravelry. I'm so excited. I have reached over 100 subscribers on YouTube. I'm so excited. Thank you all so much for subscribing, for coming back week after week. So to thank you, I am giving away a mini skein bundle from Bumblebee Acres Yarn. And I showed that off last week. And I reached 100 subscribers, I think, 2 days ago. So that would have been on Saturday. Today is Monday, the 13th of February. And I posted it on my Instagram that I was going to be starting a thread on Ravelry, and in order to put your name in for this giveaway, you had to subscribe to my YouTube channel, be a member of the Ravelry group, and then answer the question in the Ravelry thread. So some people have already done that who follow me on Instagram, but those of you who haven't seen that post quite yet, go on Ravelry. There is a thread that says 100 subscriber giveaway. So I will be drawing for that prize winner on Saturday, which is a week from when I opened that thread. And I know that it's not, I would normally draw a prize on my podcast, but I think I want to get that sent out quicker than waiting for my next podcast and then drawing a winner and then sending it out after that. Reason being, Bumblebee Acres Farm is doing a knit along right now with the pattern that comes with the bundle of mini skeins. So in order to participate in that, if you'd like to, whoever wins this prize, you'd have to get it before, in time to actually knit the cowl and enter it on March 16th for their knit along. So so I'll be drawing for a prize winner on Saturday, which gives you, about 5 days to go on and enter to win that, and best of luck to all of you. We also have a knit along going right now, and that is called the Lit Love Cal, and it's basically a literary themed knit along. So your project or your yarn has to be based on a character or a book, or the act of reading in general, or a library, or something like that. Just kind of convince us how you think your project fits into the knit along. And I'm co-hosting that with my friend Carmen of A Simple Homestead. She has a blog and a Ravelry group, and is also a pattern designer, which I haven't mentioned in the past. She designs crochet patterns mostly, I believe. But she has a few out on Ravelry, so you should definitely check those out. They're beautiful. And we are co-hosting this, and it goes through the end of March. So yeah, keep posting. I know a couple of people have posted about project ideas and the projects that they're starting for this knit along. So keep posting about that. We do have some prizes that we'll be drawing for at the end of March. I was just contacted actually yesterday by the wonderful Jenny of Mountain State Stitches, and she makes project bags. She has an Etsy shop, and she asked me if she could send me a project bag to donate for the Lit Love Cal. So we've been talking about that, and she has a couple ideas of some fun fabric that she's going to use for a bag for some bookish fabric I'm super excited about, and she's gonna send that along for you guys. So keep knitting and crocheting those literary inspired projects, and you might have a chance to win it. So today is so nice out. The sun is shining. It is pretty much, I think it's about 60 degrees in the sun, and in Minnesota, when it reaches anywhere past 40, it's summertime. I mean, not literally, but we break out the shorts, we break out the t-shirts. I'm actually wearing like a long t-shirt today because I had my door open earlier. I turned the heat down and had my door open, my sliding door out to my deck, and just getting some fresh air in. It's been so icy and snowy last month, and it just feels like spring is a long time away. But today feels like there is promise that spring will come again. So I am just super, super excited. I'm going to have to get outside at some point this afternoon to soak a little bit of that sun in. I usually don't have cabin fever or spring fever, but for some reason this year it's hit me pretty hard. And I think it's because I'm really looking forward to doing a little bit of like gardening. So for me, I live in an apartment, and so I don't have a yard or a place to really plant a garden. And even though Seaver's family owns a farm, we don't get there as often as before, especially me. Seaver tries to go home at least maybe a day over the weekend to help his dad with chores, because he's there on his own right now. But I maybe get there once a month. And so last year we had a big garden planted, and I was able to help out a lot. But this year probably I won't be there quite as much. And that means that I am going to be trying to do a lot more of container gardening, which I did a little bit last year. And we moved to this apartment in June. And so it was kind of already, I don't know, gardening season had already started. And I was a little late to it. I did plant some things, and I got some, a good little harvest from my deck. But this year I have plans. I want to maybe get another container to do some planting in. And I'm just really, really looking forward to growing some of my own food and going to the farmers markets. I'm so excited to can and freeze, and we have a little chest freezer now that's in the corner of our kitchen dining room area, and so we'll have plenty of room for fresh vegetables and fruits to preserve and can for the rest of the year and into next winter. So I'm just really, really anxious to get started with all those fun summery projects. So yeah, and it'll be nice to go outside and have it not be, painful like it is sometimes here. You walk outside, the wind hits you, and you feel like you've gotten, like, I don't know, slashed in the face or something. But yeah, so it'll be really great to soak in some sun and to get some outdoor time without bundling up so much. All right, well, let's get on to the knitting and yarny portions of this podcast, which I'm sure you are all very anxious for. I have quite a few whips actually this week, and two of them are different. Two of them you have not seen yet, so I'm really, really excited. The first one is in this cute little bag that I still don't know who this is from. Kelly and Gabby, my bosses at Yarnology, the yarn store that I work at in Winona, Minnesota. Just had to put that little plug in there. They got me this at a trade show that they went to probably a year ago or maybe more. They like to pick up little things for the staff to either try out if they're interested in a product and they want to see, how someone would use it or how they would like it. They sometimes will give us something to try out. Or they'll just bring us back presents because they're wonderful and nice. So this was kind of both. I think they were interested in these new bags, and they kind of wanted to get us each something little from wherever the trade show was at that point. And yeah, I really, really like it. It kind of works as a bucket bag. You can open it and keep it open, but obviously it has these, has these drawstrings to close it if you need to. And they're thick. I love how the drawstrings are so thick. That is wonderful. So it's becoming one of my favorite bags. I kind of rediscovered it. There was a languishing whip in it for a really, really long time, and I finally decided to frog that one. That was before I started the podcast, I think. And then I, kind of rediscovered this, and I can use it again. So in this bag is the project I've been working on for the last few days here at home. I didn't bring it to work just because of the moving parts, and you'll know what I mean when I show you. But this is the Myriad of Minis cowl, and this is using my Bumblebee Acres yarn mini skein set, and it's Harry Potter themed. I don't think I said that when I was talking about giving one away, but this is the Helga Hufflepuff Harry Potter set. And they have sets of all 4 houses, so you can switch out. This is obviously the Helga Hufflepuff colorway, and you can switch out that colorway for Godric Gryffindor, Salazar Slytherin, or Rowena Ravenclaw. But otherwise, these are all the colors that come with the set. And this one down here is Potions. It's also repeated right here and up at the top. But I'm on the third, I think I'm on the third wedge, and there's only 4. And I just started this 2 days ago. I have been, the first thing I do when I come home, besides the things I have to do, is sit down and knit this. And it is so much fun. Even though I'm changing colors and, switching which ball of yarn I'm using, it goes so fast. I just want to get to the next color. I just want to see how they're going to play out together. It's so much fun. So I've been literally obsessed. I actually had to stop myself from knitting this morning because I was afraid I was going to be almost done with it by the time I podcasted, and I want it to last a little bit longer than that. It is special, this yarn and this company. I know them. They're from around my hometown. It's Harry Potter themed. I want it to last a little longer, so I had to stop myself from knitting on it. But back to the yarn. So this is Potions down here. This next one, there's just a little bit of it right there, and that's called I'll Await Your Owl. It's also right here too. There's a bigger piece of it right there. The next one, here, let me put this a little closer so you can see it. The next one is Birdie Bot's Every Flavor Beans. This one is the Sorcerer's Stone. I cannot talk today. And then the last one is Helga Hufflepuff. And then it starts over again with Potions. I love every single color that is in this cowl. I've pretty much decided that I need a full skein of Birdie Bot's Every Flavor Beans. I need socks out of that. It's not even a choice. I need them. And it's so much fun. I mean, and the colors, I'm not sure how well they're coming up, but they're so bright and so vibrant, so much fun. It's just awesome. And I also really, really like Sorcerer's Stone. It's a little more muted, but I like muted colors. That's kind of what I turn to, is naturals and more muted colors. But Potions is coming up so much fun too. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. And I actually already have a skein of Helga Hufflepuff and I'll Await Your Owl in my stash. So those, I'm now that I got a little bit of a taste of knitting with them, so excited to knit a full project with both of those skeins. So I just have to find the right ones. Yeah, so I've been so enjoying this. This is also part of their, like I mentioned before, part of their knit along. It went from it's going from February 6th until March 16th, and you can post on Instagram and Ravelry. And actually, if you post on Instagram, part of their prizes is a $50 gift card to the Bumblebee Acres Yarn online shop. And so the more that you post about it, the more chances you have of winning, a gift card or some money towards a purchase from them. So like I said, I need some socks out of this, so I'm going to be posting so much. Have every chance to win that gift card. So, also on here I have a Sucre Sucre miniature progress keeper. That was from my friend Lisa for Christmas. We had been looking at them for such a long time, and then she surprised me with 2 of them for Christmas. So I've been using the coffee cup because I'm a coffee addict, and I love my coffee. Okay, my next work in progress is also a new one, and this one I didn't even talk about last week. I'm just laughing at myself because for the longest time I have resisted the urge to cast on one of those cozy memory blankets that everybody is doing. Literally everybody in the podcasting world has one. And while I thought they looked cool and I knew I would love knitting one, I expected it to be a rabbit hole and be super addicting, and was just putting it off. Just thinking, okay, I have other things to knit right now. I don't need to do this right now. Eventually I will. I was kind of saving my scraps, and I was going to collect maybe some minis to go into that. And then on Saturday, I was talking to Kelly at the shop. We were both working, and she was kind of planning out March classes. And she's like, hey, I know a lot of people are into those mitered square blankets. Do you think you could do a little class, a little tutorial on how to do them? Because she knew I'd been interested in making them. And that was the push over the edge. I'm like, well, I have to do it now because it's for a class and it's for the shop and it's part of my job. And so this morning, I made my first little square. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It's so cute. I'm I don't even know. I'm totally in love with it. Which is ridiculous because it's a square, one single simple square, but I'm in love with it. So this is an Arna and Carlo sock yarn that I knit my favorite pair of socks out of. And I had enough left over to send. I've sent a mini skein with a prize package before this, and then I had enough for my little square, and I think I have enough to do another mini skein at some point for somebody else. But I knew that this had to be my first one. I love this yarn. You can't really find it anymore. This was one of their first ever sock yarns that they designed, and I don't think they're remaking them. So it's kind of precious. And I love how, isn't that awesome how it got all of the kind of pieces? So it has the blue and white, the light blue, and then the orange, and then again the light blue back to the blue and white. I think that worked out perfectly. I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to get much of this orange in there, but I did. So next I will pick up along the edge, and I think along this edge, yeah. Sorry, I had to have it facing me. So along this edge, and I'll add on to it this way. But I'm just doing the very simple instructions put out by Kemper Ray of the Junk Yarn podcast, which is a podcast I've never watched, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and it's highly recommended. I just haven't had time to check all these awesome podcasts out. So she has the Junk Yarn podcast, and she put out instructions under the Coziest Memory pattern name. But it's basically just the very simple mitered square that a lot of people have been doing. Yeah, I think, and she has these really nice instructions about how to pick up and then cast on and everything, and where, the placement of each square, where you should have it. And it's a free pattern, so I just printed that one out and knit my first one this morning, and I love it so far. It took me maybe an hour to do the whole thing, but that was also me getting up, pouring more coffee, answering a text, that sort of thing. So I would say maybe a half hour to knit one of these. And I am knitting them on double points because I don't want to have a cord. I don't really have many straight needles, actually. Most of my needles are circulars, and I didn't really want to invest in straight needles just because I don't think I will use them for anything else. But double points I might have to use for something. So I got some Carbons double points in size 2, and I have really been liking the Carbons lately. I've used them for a couple other projects this year. One I will show you in a second, and I really like the feel of them. I like how it has the metal tip. I prefer metal needles over wood needles anyway, so having the metal tip is really nice, but then having them not be so slick, especially when you're working with double points and you have I had 46 stitches cast on to one double point, and I don't want them sliding off the end. So having that carbon base there, it's a little more draggy. It kind of keeps the stitches on there. So I really, really liked that. And I will probably be making a few more of these today because why the heck not? It's so much fun. It's so addicting. I could just tell after I finished the first one, that was the first thing I wanted to do was pick up along the edge and cast on another one. So yeah, I will have to do that later on. All right, my next work in progress is sock number 2 for Seaver. And I showed you the first sock last week, which was on the needles, and I have since finished that one and cast on a new one. Again, this is my progress keeper from my friend Carolyn, Chain 344 on Instagram, and they have the Chain 344 podcast. And I am knitting these out of Regia Art Pop yarn. Let me look at my show notes because I have show notes today. Yay! Okay, Art Pop yarn from Regia, and I don't have the color number or anything. They don't really do names for their colors. So, but I really like them. Very masculine, in my opinion, and kind of irregular stripes. But I think that's really cool. And I'm doing them toe up on, fancy that, a Carbons size 1, US size 1 on a 40-inch, and I am doing magic loop, obviously, and I'm in the middle of a row because I was working on these at work yesterday, and like I said, when I got home, it was all about the Harry Potter Myriad of Minis cowl. I didn't even think about these after I got home, so I was in the middle of a row, didn't even finish it, shoved it back in the bag, and continued with my cowl. But yeah, so I'm liking these. The first one turned out really good. I'll show you that next as part of my Ho/FO half object, but technically it's you guys have heard me complain about this. It's technically a full finished knitted object, people. But a lot of people consider having only one sock of a pair done still a half object, so whatever. I just do the Ho/FO. And here it is. And I have it on my sock blocker, which is a size small, and obviously Seaver's foot is not a size small. There's an extra 2 inches of knitting here at the end, and the heel is all bunched up here, but if I continue to knit a lot of socks for him, I might invest in a sock blocker of his size, of the large size. But so far this is only the second pair in 2 years that I've ever knit him, so we'll see. If he wears these a ton, then I'll make him more, but we'll see. So this pattern is the Weasley Homestead socks, and that's by Erica Luder of the Hermione's Everyday socks, which everyone knows about, and I really liked it. This is basically just a 2x2 rib, and after 6 rows you flip-flop. So instead of doing knit 2, purl 2, you do purl 2, knit 2 for 6 rows, and then you switch again. And yeah, it's pretty mindless. The heel is a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and let me get I'll stretch it out so you can kind of see it there. And I really do like this heel a lot. I love the way that the short rows are worked, and the only thing I didn't like about it when I knit it the last time is that I felt like it didn't give me much room like in this area for my instep. So to kind of remedy that, just in case it's the same for Seaver, I increased, like, yes, I can show you on the side. So right here along the edge before I started the heel, I increased a few times. And I think it was about 8 stitches total, which isn't a whole lot, but I figured that that would give me enough extra space for maybe an extra ½ inch of room, you know, for your instep. Because mine wasn't that tight. It was just a little bit uncomfortable. Like, I can still wear those socks, but slightly uncomfortable. And I didn't want these to be uncomfortable. Yeah, I want him to actually wear them. So, and sorry, I'm like whipping this around all over the place. So yeah, this is the first one, and getting started on the second one. So that's good, making some good progress. And I'll be entering these into the Weasley knit along that Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick is doing. And it will also count for Jilly's 13 Months of Magic Cal, which she is running obviously all year into next January. And that's basically anything that has to do with magic, really. And, you know, Weasley, they're very magical, those Weasleys. So those will count for that. It will also count for Katie's year-long Harry Potter Cal that she is doing, and that's Katie of Inside Number 23 podcast. So yeah, so that's really exciting. I'll be able to double dip a few times actually, and enter those into a few podcasts. So that's it for my works in progress and my ho/FOs. The next thing that I'm going to be casting on is another bluff top hat, which is the hat that I designed and talked about last week. I offered up a coupon code for that, and a lot of you took advantage of it, and I was so happy every time I went on there and saw that someone else had downloaded it. It was so exciting. So thank you very, very much. It's still available on Ravelry for a few dollars. But yeah, so you should go check it out if you're looking for a cute, slouchy, textury hat to knit. And my next one is going to be knit out of Woolstock by Blue Sky Fibers. And this is a 100% wool yarn. And it's a little more rustic. It's not like a merino or anything. I think it's just like a Highland wool, and dyed in this really, really pretty burgundy color. And this is going to be a Christmas present for a friend, but I'm also going to use it as a sample in the shop because this is where I bought that. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. This was in my knitting bag from work yesterday, so I'm not sure what I did to it. Yeah, so that's really nice. I'll be able to start that maybe today or tomorrow. I'll probably end up finishing up that Harry Potter, the Myriad of Minnie's cowl, because it's just, I don't know, it's so much fun to knit, and I just want to finish it. So that might happen actually in the next couple of days. We'll see. But other than that, I don't really have any acquired yarns besides the wool stock that I just showed you. I did pick this up yesterday at the shop. I don't really count it because it will be knit up really, really quickly, and it's for a shop sample, so it doesn't really count as new, like, stash yarn. Still really great yarn. I love that yarn, but A new thing that I got, I actually got this a couple of months ago, but keep forgetting to show you. It doesn't actually have to do with knitting, but knitters are also tea lovers, they're candle lovers, they're just cozy lovers in general, I find, and I am the same. And my friend Amanda, who is Amnaba5, I'm saying that right, on Instagram, and we actually went to college together, and we were roommates for about 3 years. She is still one of my very good friends, and she lives in Winona, and so we get together quite often. But she gave me a little Christmas present back in, I think I saw her after Christmas, so it was after the New Year, I think, in January. But she had gotten some candles from Frostbeard Studio, and if you guys haven't heard of them, oh my, they're fantastic. They have book and movie related or based candle scents. And this one that she gave me is a little sample pack, and it's the Wizard sample pack. How amazing is that? So there are little tea lights, and they're all based on a house in Harry Potter. So I actually have the Gryffindor one. I've been burning that one. But otherwise, and that one's called Brave Wizards. So we have Smart Wizards, which is Ravenclaw. Oh my gosh, that one actually might be my favorite, even though I am a loyal wizard. That's Hufflepuff. Actually, I don't know. It's a tie between Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. I really like the Gryffindor one too. I'm burning that one. This one kind of, it smells kind of like soap. This is the Ambitious Wizards. Not soap in a bad way, just a very like clean scent, which is, I like that as well. I'll probably burn this one next, because I like to save my favorite ones until the end. I'm like that about like food or candy. I'll eat the ones like that I don't really care about much. I'll eat those first, and then I'll save the ones I really like until the end. So I think I'm going to do that with these little candles too. But how cute is that? I'm dying to buy more from her. They have candles, I don't know, based on Sherlock, based on, there's some Doctor Who candles, which is why it's not just books, but then they have a lot of Harry Potter. I don't know if she sells the full versions of the house candles. She should, though, because I'd buy a couple of them, actually. And what else? There's just so many. There's like Pemberley, so, you know, Jane Austen based. There's a few more like classic ones based on classic literature. There's things based on like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. So yeah, go check that out. Again, that's Frostbeard Studio. So cute. So thank you, Amanda, for giving me that. I've been really enjoying them, and I'll probably go light my Gryffindor one again. I had it burning last night, but I'll probably keep it going today. And I think the last thing that I really want to talk about is some podcasts. I've been catching up on my favorite podcasts. Especially this morning, I watched the new episode of Inside 23 with Katie, and she is always such a delight to listen to and watch. She is just, I don't know how to describe. She's happy and joyful and sweet, but honest. She's very honest in her feelings towards her projects, and if she's feeling, I don't know, if she's feeling a little disheartened about a project or knitting or something else in her life, she's not afraid to talk about that, and I really appreciate that. She's very eloquent, and yeah, I just really enjoy watching her podcast. In this last episode, she had a segment at the end with her husband, Emrys, and they kind of answered questions about how they had met, because she gets a lot of questions about their relationship, and it was so cute. It was so cute. They met in the most amazing way. It was kind of really random and serendipitous, and I told her, I'm like, you could turn that, I didn't tell her because I don't know her personally, although I wish I did, Katie, we should be best friends, but I commented on her video, and I could see the way they met being like the base of a romantic comedy, or just a romantic movie in general. They definitely have a very cute love story, and I just really enjoy watching her. So yeah, that's been really fun. Um, I've also been watching very recently. I've been watching Bethany of Woolberry Fiber Company. And I had seen her podcast a while ago and then kept hearing about it from a couple different podcasters. And so I started watching her. I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes in because I always go back to the beginning and start them over, which I think like some people get really embarrassed about their first episodes. I know for me, my first couple episodes were probably like train wrecks, but I just really like seeing how they began and watching them kind of evolve to where they are now. And also see, sometimes if you jump in the middle, they're talking about projects or yarn or things in their life that you haven't been introduced to yet. And I'm always like that with a show or with a book series. I always have to start at the beginning and work my way into them. I like to know the whole backstory. So I've been watching her earlier episodes, and I've been really enjoying her. She has yarn that she dyes too, which is gorgeous. I checked that out too when I found out that she has a yarn company, and beautiful, beautiful yarns. So I'm really looking forward to watching the rest of her podcast. It's been really fun. That's probably what I'm going to do in the afternoon today. Maybe take a walk and then sit with a cup of coffee and a Girl Scout cookie because, guys, it's Girl Scout cookie season and I have a few boxes in my cabinet, let's be honest. Totally hooked, but I try to limit myself to like 1 or 2 a day. Sometimes. Whoops. Okay. Anyway, I think that just about does it for me. This is a bit of a shorter episode. I kind of talked quickly, I think, even though I had quite a few works in progress. I got through them really fast. So I hope you all have a really, really great week. And I hope you all have time to do your crafting, whether it be knitting, spinning, crocheting, sewing, scrapbooking, anything. I hope that you have time to kind of fulfill that need. So I hope you all have a very, very good week, and I'm so glad I was able to sit down and chat with you for a while. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video, and go find the Ravelry group for the podcast. Join in the fun there, and don't forget to enter into the 100 subscriber giveaway, and you can earn a pack of mini skeins, just like the one that I'm using for my Myriad of Minis cowl. So thank you all again, and I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good week. Bye.